Hey Money Guy family, it's your host Brian Preston, Mr. Bo Hansen. We got an exciting Ask the Money Guy today.
That's right. You guys have financial questions. We've got your financial answers. Go out to your favorite social, use the hashtag #AskTheMoneyGuy, or you can go to our website, moneyguy.com.
It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
Brian, today's question is actually spurred from one of the things that we said on a recent show. If you've been listening, you know that this summer we had an internship program, and one of the things that we said is, not only do we want to educate our interns on the way that the firm works and how financial planning goes, but we also want to educate them on some literature that they should be very, very familiar with. And so you guys have asked, hey, what is the recommended reading list that you require your interns to read? So we thought we'd share that with you today.
So guys, I've been so excited to talk about this one because and realize I am a sentimental sap. I'm in my 40s.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of these you're gonna be like, wow, those books are great, but they're getting a little age on them. And it all has to do with the journey, because the whole vision I had for the intern reading program is I wanted these guys to walk in the steps that I walked in that energized me to want to do this for a living.
Sure.
I feel like every one of these books that I'm about to mention to you changed my life.
Yep.
Now, Bo, you're a little bit younger, just a little bit.
Just a hair.
Did these books touch you, or am I getting out of touch with them?
Absolutely. Maybe less so than they did for you, because actually, 2 of these 3 books I got from you. The third one I'd heard about, but with your eschewing, I actually ended up reading it. And I wouldn't say that they touched me the same way they touched you, but I would consider these absolute required reading for anyone interested in any level of personal finance.
So let's jump into the first one. This one came out in 1995. I read it in 1996, about the same time I read book number 2 that I'm going to talk about. But it's The Wealthy Barber by David Chilton.
Yep.
And I got Carrot Top here giving the visual display. The thing that I like about this book is, because realize most people, you're already scared of finance. You've already built it up in your head that this is going to be much more complex than it should be. And a lot of you guys who are sophisticated, you're thinking about what's a good book to share with loved ones, family members, kids that are, trying to have to start making financial decisions. This is the book for you, because it is written in narrative form, like a storybook.
That's right.
And so in other words, you don't have to, it doesn't read like a textbook. This is one where you could take somebody who knows nothing about finance, that they just like the act of reading, they will enjoy this book.
It is a fiction, but it's an educational fiction. It tells a story about someone who's good with finances and shares that with those around him. I think that this should be required reading for every single person that graduates college and starts their first job. I think it's that powerful.
So it's good. It's going to cover all the basics of how money works, buying your first house, investing, saving, and it's just really good basic information. Right. So that's book number 1, The Wealthy Barber.
Yep.
Number 2, 1996. This one came out. This is The Millionaire Next Door. The book that were revolutionized because we found out that millionaires weren't hanging out with Robin Leach and driving Rolls Royces. They were driving F-150 trucks. This book was written by the late Dr. Stanley and William Danko. Really good book. Now, this one is also very emotional for me because I read this book and it made me realize that I could do this. I could actually build wealth myself, because I come from a house where we're middle to lower middle class, and and I had grown up with some false misconceptions that to be rich you had to inherit the money. Well, I found out from The Millionaire Next Door that 80% of millionaires are first generation, meaning they didn't inherit money from family members. And that shook me. And then I started realizing that there was quite a few other behaviors, including buying pickup trucks instead of buying Rolls Royces. It's just all these things that you have a lot of madness and noise in your head that just doesn't match up to the reality of what the real millionaire is, who actually probably lives next door to you. And I love that concept.
What I think is wonderful is I actually grew up playing baseball, and one of the things that I did when I was growing up is I would look at players that I wanted to be like, and I would try to emulate the way that they do it. So I would watch the way that Ken Griffey Jr. swung a baseball bat, and then I would try to emulate the way he did that. What I love about The Millionaire Next Door is it tells you how actual people make decisions who are wealthy. And so if all you do is read it and begin behaving like they behave, you'll be amazed at how it changes your financial circumstance.
Truly great book. So this brings us to the last one. Now you're probably thinking first one was 95, second one's 96. Maybe you got it to 98 this year.
You got to do something.
No, actually, I went the opposite way. This one's from 1936. That's even before me. I'm not even that old. But it's How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Yep.
Guys, you want to be a better husband, a better wife, a better business partner, a better friend. This one's just going to make you a better human. I kid you not, because you realize this goes through some basics of what is the human condition and how are we all wired,
Yep.
what makes us happy, what influences us. And I will tell you, if you read this book, you're going to realize the majority of the self-help empire industry is built upon the basic tenets of this book. So go ahead and just cut off the middleman. Go back and read this book. The advice is that timeless.
That's right.
I mean, it really is impressive. I mean, you will be a better business person. Like I said, just a better human after reading this.
One of the wealthiest men on the entire planet, Mr. Warren Buffett himself. He's gotten tons of accolades. He has a bunch of degrees, whether he earned them or whether they were like honorarium degrees. I think he said the only framed diploma that he keeps on the wall of his office is his completion for the Dale Carnegie course. He thinks that the information shared in this book is that valuable. It's the one single thing that he hangs his hat on, saying it's the most important education he has ever received. If that's good enough for Warren Buffett, it's good enough for me, and I would agree with Warren's assessment wholeheartedly.
Now look, we had these show notes. You snuck that in. I remembered as soon as you say it. I'm like, that's a key nugget that Bo planted, and that is awesome. So I think that's a great way to close it out. If the Oracle of Omaha, Mr. Warren Buffett, who, you know, by the way, here's the thing, Warren probably is on the scale, the Asperger's scale. He will be the first to let you know that he probably struggles. If you watch that documentary on HBO about becoming Warren Buffett, he struggles with interacting with humans, but this course single-handedly made him where he's our now warm Uncle Warren Buffett that we all think so well of. And when he comes on CNBC, we all get excited about it. A lot of it has to do with Dale Carnegie. So go check these things out. You will be a better investor. And I'm hoping that you get that warm and fuzzies, and the arms on, you know, the hair on your arms will stand up because you get inspired by you too can be wealthy. Don't let somebody define where your success is. Just go out and read these books, get inspired, and start making those steps to building a financial empire.
You guys had questions about what our intern reading list was. If you have other questions, you're curious about financial planning or financial planning topics, you can either comment in the comments below. You can go to our website, moneyguy.com, or you can use go to your favorite social and use the hashtag AskTheMoneyGuy, and we'll answer your questions right here in the Tesla.
Money Guy's out.